Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and I'm back in a 1.1 test world to do a spotlight on equivalent exchange. It is now officially public and live. It is version 6.0.6 as of this video, and I'm going to cover pretty much all the functions of all the tools and items and all the things that have changed since version 5. I recently did a spotlight video that was more of a teaser trailer of it, and a lot of things have changed since that, so I'm doing a fresh video so that everybody can see how to use this mod in the version 6.0 with all the changes. I should note, the first thing you're going to want to make sure you do is when you download this mod is to make sure that you unzip the zip file that the mod comes contained in, because it has sound effects and you need to put those in the resources file. So follow the install instructions carefully and make sure to unzip the mod. And now, without further ado, let's get started checking out some of the changes in equivalent exchange. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started. Now I'm going to start off by showing you guys the energy collectors. The energy collectors, if you're not familiar at all with equivalent exchange, basically turn sunlight, energy from sunlight, into EMC. And EMC, I believe, stands for energy matter conversion. And basically, it's used to fuel all your transmutations. Every item in the game is assigned an EMC value, and different items cost different amounts of EMC. And you can transform your items directly into raw energy, and then convert that raw energy back into items. But the collectors will collect energy from the sun, or from any light source, but the sun's the most effective one to use. So, let's make it midday, and we'll place down our Tier 1 energy collector. The Tier 1 energy collector is crafted as shown. And you'll note that it's passively collecting EMC at the moment. And the light source is on, saying, yeah, we've got light. Now if we go over here and place down a Tier 2 energy collector, which uses a Tier 1 and requires a piece of dark matter, you'll note that it's collecting EMC significantly faster. And finally, we've got our Tier 3 energy collector, again crafted with a Tier 2, but this time using red matter on the top, and that thing's going to start cooking serious business time. Alright, lots of EMC going in there. And the collector can upgrade through different fuel source types. Simply place a piece of redstone or sugarcane or whatever your lowest tier of fuel is, and it'll quickly convert using the EMC that's stored in the collector up to the next tier of fuel source. So redstone will get upgraded to coal, and coal stores more energy in it than redstone. And then the coal goes up to gunpowder. And if we were to do this in the Tier 3, it would be running a lot quicker. So, because it had passively stored energy, we can go up to glowstone dust, and you'll notice the progress bar moving a lot quicker now. Goes up to alchemical coal, a new item, which can be used in furnaces, by the way, and is a lot more powerful than coal. And then all the way up to the next tiers. We've got blaze powder after that. And do note, by the way, that it now indicates that the Mark III collector is active. It's actively using the EMC that it's getting, and it's converting fuel sources. The other thing to note is that you get a lot more inventory space over here, and simply place a stack in, and it'll work its way up, and then move on to the next stack, and it'll completely keep cycling these guys. The other important note is this target block. The target block allows you to choose which particular item you want to convert all your EMC into. So without a target block, it's going to keep up converting it all the way up to Mobius fuel, and then the next one above Mobius fuel is called a Turnus fuel. And this guy is the most powerful fuel source. You can see how long it's taking for our Mobius fuel to up convert. Much slower than the previous levels. But let's switch over here to our collector Mark II and give it a target slot of gunpowder, saying just turn my redstone into gunpowder and nothing more. And you can put a whole stack in there, and you'll see that it's going to quickly up convert the gunpowder. And it'll only go to gunpowder and nothing else. Otherwise, it's fine, and it just continues to store EMC within itself. Pretty darn cool. So what can we do with EMC? Well, we can use an energy condenser to condense energy back down into matter. All you got to do is place your energy condenser next to one of these collectors, or next to a bunch of them, as a matter of fact. Okay? And open up your chest, and you'll see that there's currently EMC value of 0 in here, and it's not doing any work. All you need to do in your condenser is to tell it what to condense the energy into, and that's how you use your target block down here. So let's say we want to create cobblestone using the EMC stored in the collector. simply place a piece of cobblestone right in the target block. And you'll note this little progress bar here building up. Okay, now cobblestone is very low on the EMC scale. Let's say we want to target something a little bit more complex. Let's go with wool. Target your wool, and you'll notice that the progress bar here is filling as it's creating wool. And it's pulling EMC in and immediately using that EMC to condense down into wool. Pretty darn cool. So now we've seen how to automatically collect energy from sunlight, a very important feature of this mod, and how to convert energy into matter. But there's one more component that we should be aware of, and that's the ability to convert matter into energy. And that's where you use your antimatter relays. And again, you have 3 versions of this guy. Let's go check out each one in tandem. Version 1, placed down here. And let's actually show you the recipe for this guy. The antimatter relay is as shown. Need an energy collector and some obsidian and glass. The Tech 2 version, more obsidian and a dark matter. And the Tech 3 version, more obsidian, the old Tech 2, and some red matter. So let's place these guys down and see the differences. Your Mark 1 version doesn't have a lot of storage space in it. And I'm going to put half a stack of cobblestone in. And you'll see it's slowly burning up the cobblestone and storing EMC within the interface. The Mark II version has a bit more storage space and runs a little bit quicker. And finally, the Tech 3 version runs a lot faster and has the most storage space. And you'll note that we got 32 EMC from each of those cobblestone blocks, so cobblestone is worth 1 EMC each. Now if we were to take, for example, a piece of wool and place it in there, you'll see we bumped up to 80. So the difference in that is 48. So the EMC value of wool is 48. You can also use antimatter relays to store EMC from your collectors. All you need to do is place them next to it. I'm going to place down my Mark 1 right here and my Mark 3 right here. The collector is now no longer storing energy in itself, it's immediately transferring it to its adjacent blocks. And if we take a look, we'll notice that there's EMC values building up inside your relays. This one's building up a little bit slow, but your Mark 3 relay is building up a lot quicker. That's because Mark 3 relays and Mark 2 relays build up energy noticeably quicker than Mark 1's. So pretty much the higher tier of the relay, the faster it gets energy from the collector. It's kind of a little bonus for bumping up to the top tier. So we've seen a way to convert energy from the sunlight into EMC, convert that EMC energy using a condenser into matter, and finally to destroy matter and convert it directly into EMC. Finally, we've got the transmutation table. The transmutation table, if we open it up, is a pretty complicated system, but not hard at all to understand. All you need to do is place something, either an energy storage like your blaze powder or coal, and you'll note that it has a fuel source at the top, and it also wrote the word learned across the side. We can also put gunpowder in here, and now it's learned about gunpowder. And because it knows about coal, it can directly transmute from gunpowder to coal. And it tells us the EMC value of the item at the bottom. So we've got the gunpowder right here, and if we take out a piece of coal, we've lost some of the EMC. A significant chunk, as a matter of fact. And we don't have any other items that we can convert to. However, if we place redstone in there, we've now learned about redstone. And I can take this redstone out and convert it. So for example, gunpowder is worth 192 EMC. And redstone is worth 64. Let's teach it about cobble by placing a piece of cobble in the block. That's worth 1 EMC. Now that I place redstone in there, I can't transform it directly into cobble because redstone is a type of fuel, and we can only transfer from fuel to fuel or from items to items. So let's also teach it now about wool. Learned. Wool is worth 48 EMC as we discovered in our antimatter relay. However, I can now convert it directly to cobblestone, and seeing as cobblestone is worth 48 EMC each, I can get 47 EMC out of this guy. And I can get 47 cobblestone as a result. Awesome. So the way to use a transmutation table is first you have to have at least one of the item that you want to transmute into. Then you need to place the higher tier version of that or combine multiple lower tiers. So for example, Let's see if we could find something worth a little bit more EMC. If we clear this out, we can go with regular stone. What's regular stone worth? Also worth 1 EMC. Okay, good to know. Let's check out dirt. Learned that. And note, because dirt is 1 EMC and these guys are also 1 EMC, I can directly transmute dirt to smooth stone, or smooth stone to dirt or cobble. Easily enough. Gravel, I just discovered, is worth 4 EMC, so I can convert gravel to 4 pieces of sand, which is worth 1 EMC each. If I want to convert cobblestone to gravel, I need to place 4 cobblestone in my transmutation table. Now I can get gravel, but only 1. Finally, you should know that there's a target block. It's the center of the transmutation table right here. Right now I've got stone, sand, dirt, and cobble, but if I tell it I want to target gravel, it's going to add gravel to the list if it has enough EMC. Glass being only worth 1 EMC isn't really going to cut it. However, I could place, for example, alright, I just taught my transmutation table a bunch of items. As you can see, there's all kinds of stuff showing up when I place my diamond in there. That's because it's learned about a bunch of different things. Notice cobblestone is not currently in the list. However, if I take a piece of cobblestone and place it in the center block, it's now going to target cobblestone at the top item and return similar results all around the sides. So this is a way to accurately make sure you get the items that you want. Notice that diamonds are worth quite a lot of EMC and will get you a lot of cobble if you want to transfer from one to the other. And that's how you use the transmutation table. Next up, we've got the power tools. Dark matter power tools, the first tier of power tool, and the next tiers up are red matter, and then we've got 2 new tools. We've got the red Qatar and the red Morningstar. Let's check these guys out. I'm going to example with the shovel. Each tool has its own functions, and you should definitely check out the wiki for more information. I'll be doing individual tutorial videos on each item in the future, but for now this is just a short tutorial on what's new. Dark matter tools now only have 1, 2 charge levels, and you charge them up by pressing the letter V. You hold Shift and press V to go down 1 level. Level 2 and right click clears out a bit of stuff. You'll also notice that when you clear out a major chunk of land, it drops this little black ball. What is that about? Well, if we go pick it up, you'll notice that we've got 25 pieces of sand in our inventory. One of the lag reducing options that Xeno has added is to drop all items that his tools drop into 1 ball, 1 item. So you could blow out a huge chunk of land and everything would fall as one of those little black item balls. Next up, we've got the red matter shovel. 3 charge levels, more powerful, and of course needing more red matter. Right click on the ground, and you'll note that we picked up a lot more sand. We're up to a significant amount. Finally, we've got the Qatar and Morningstar. So what are these things? Well, let's take a look at the Morningstar first and check out its recipe. The Morningstar is a combination hammer, pickaxe, and shovel. Sweet. Of course you need a lot of red matter for it, but it's an all-in-one tool. And we can charge it up 1, 2, 3, 4 charge levels. Awesome. And it'll dig a significant amount for you guys. Nice. And it'll also function as a hammer, breaking down the stone that's available in the world out here. So let's go find some stone. There's some. Yep. Big time hammer power. You can also use C to change the hammer to Mega Impact mode, 3x Tall Shot, 3x Wide mode, and this is for mining, by the way. So if I get some light in here, because it's a pickaxe, you can also pick, in 1 click, 3 blocks deep, 3 blocks tall, and look how quickly it mines, or 3 blocks wide, as I just showed you guys. So it's a combination pick, hammer, and shovel. Awesome. Now if we check out the red Qatar, we'll see that it's a combination sword, axe, shears, and hoe. So it'll till fields, it'll chop down trees, it'll kill enemies, and it'll do the other thing that's the recipe item. Yeah, that's right. Kill stuff, chop down trees. Oh yeah, shears. It'll pick up leaves and whatnot. So we can just right-click to till the fields, and charge it up, of course, 4 levels to shear more fields and all that good stuff. So the Qatar is a nice item. Next up, personal favorite new addition to the mod, is the Red Matter armor set. These items are ridiculously expensive in this mod. Let's start at the bottom tier. You need 5 dark matter to get a helmet. And you can use the helmet to upgrade to a red matter helmet with 5 red matter, and that gets you a red matter helmet. Finally, you can get an Abyss helmet by combining a red matter helmet, a fully charged Klein Star Omega, the top tier of the Klein Star, an Evertide amulet, and a soul stone. Let's check it out. The helmet does a few things. First off, it's going to let you breathe underwater, as you might expect. It'll probably also keep you fed. So notice I'm underground, I'm not having any breathing problems, and my food bar is doing pretty good. Also, personal favorite, press the R key with this helmet on, and wherever you're looking, oh yeah, quick correction, the Abyss helmet does not keep you fed, but aim anywhere in the world and press the R key, as mentioned, and you'll get a lightning strike. Lots of fun. Wahahaha. Next up, we've got Infernal Armor. This thing, crafted as shown, another Klein Star Omega, Vulcanite Amulet, and Red Matter Armor. Let's see what this guy does. First off, I'm going to walk over here and press the C key. Kaboom! Just by wearing this armor and pressing C, it causes a huge explosion directly around you. Hahaha, nice. And now that I've sufficiently filled my inventory with sand, how about we use our hurricane boots to get out of here? Whoosh! Hurricane boots cause you to fly and travel very quickly. Hold space to fly up, and hold shift to go down. When you're on the ground, you move at pretty normal speed. Almost like running speed, I guess. It does look like you're running automatically. So yeah, hurricane boots, nice. Serious speed on this too. Like, it works great. I love these boots. There you go. And finally, you've got your gravity greaves, which will cause enemies who are nearby to get slowed, and that's about it as far as I know. I should also note that if you sneak, it will cause any mobs nearby to get thrown around significantly. So while wearing your boots, just hold the shift key to sneak around, and your mobs will go flying. Watch this. See how far he got pushed away? Just hold shift while you're wearing your gravity greaves, and he gets pushed far, far back, and he can't get any closer. Haha. You can also, when you're wearing your gravity greaves, sink to the ground much faster when you hold shift. Next up, we've got the Mind Stone. We've also got the Life Stone and Body Stone. Body will refill your food bar. Life will refill your food and hunger bar. Life is crafted with the soul and body is crafted like so. So pretty much your Life Stone is a combination of food and life. But your Mind Stone is pretty interesting. Simply press the G key and watch my experience bar. Boom. It pretty much absorbs all the experience that you've collected into itself. And when you right-click, it gives you back 1 level. Right-click again, you get another level. All the way back up to where you were before. And subsequent clicks do nothing. So this is basically an experience bank. Any experience you've earned, store it in the bank. Later on, when you're ready to use it, right back up to where you were before. The Philosopher's Stone has changed significantly from what it used to be. No longer is it a transmutation table, but it is still a crafting table on the go, which is great. You can now right-click on certain things, and instead of building with this guy, it's going to convert it. So I just converted sand into grass. Pretty cool. It'll convert cobblestone into smooth stone. And if you charge it up, it'll convert over a larger area. Ta-da! Pretty darn cool. And of course, Shift-V to bring it back down. You can also hit R to shoot your projectiles, which change animals still. And you can hit G for transmuting in a line. So right now it just transmuted in a cube. But if you transmute I don't know what that does entirely. I'll figure it out though. Play with it, it's cool. Next we've got the Mercurial eye. Let's open this guy up by pressing C. You'll see there's a target block and there's room for a Klein star. So we're going to have to get ourselves a Klein star real quick and charge it up. Anyone who doesn't know how equivalent exchange works should pay attention real quick. A Klein star is crafted like so. This is the lowest tier Klein star, and then you combine two low tiers to get the next tier, and it goes all the way up to the Klein star Omega, which is your maximum. But I'm just going to go with the regular base Klein star right now. A Klein star basically functions as a battery. You place your Klein star in an antimatter relay, and it'll absorb all the EMC into the Klein star, and the Klein star will start to charge up. And the antimatter relay tells you how much energy is in your Klein star when you place it in there. Pretty cool. And we can do the same thing with this antimatter relay, and it'll dump energy in there a lot faster, as you can see. And the Klein star has barely been charged, so as you might notice, it's going to be able to store a lot. Now if we open up our Mercurial eye and place our Klein star in there, notice how much EMC is stored. Let's take a piece of cobblestone and place it in the target block, and go right click. Ta-da! There's your old ability from the Philosopher's Stone, but now you can very accurately tell it which items to use to build with. And of course you can switch it to creation mode, or transmutation mode, or extension mode. Transmutation mode, by the way, that was Direwolf's idea. What that will do is act just like this guy, but instead of going with its own idea of what should be transmuted, it will transmute as shown. Ta-da! So whatever you target in that block, it's going to use the EMC value that it needs to transmute with. So if we wanted to convert things to, for example, I don't know, a grass block. Let's see if that works. Ta-da! Grass. And if we wanted to convert this guy into wood, why not? Or just build with wood. Very cool. And you don't need to have the items in your inventory. Notice that it's simply using the energy out of the Klein star to put your items down. So no longer do you have to have an inventory full of cobblestone in order to build with cobblestone. Next up, one of the new items is the Divining Rod. There's actually 3 versions of the Divining Rod, and they're crafted as shown. Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. And these guys basically tell you the types of ores and stuff that you're looking at. So if I were to right-click on the ground beneath me, it gives you a rough idea of how much stuff. The best found is 256 EMC, the next is 1, and the next is 0. So you can get an idea of what kind of items are underneath your feet when you're clicking. But it also works when you're facing a wall, and it'll tell you what's in front of you. So if I were to click here, the best we found is 128. But if I were to click down, ooh, there's something good down there. 16,000. Nice. So definitely a good spot to go mining. This is a great way to determine if you're using your destruction catalyst, what's in front of you. Simply click in front, and you'll see, oh yeah, there's good stuff there, let's go. Boom, clear it out. And it has a range of 64 blocks at the highest tier, but significantly less at lower tiers. So, pretty awesome tool. And finally, we've got a couple new rings, and the Transmutation tablet. Transmutation tablet, crafted as shown, is simply a transmutation tablet on the go. So you don't have to walk over to this block anymore. You could basically carry one around with you and transmute on the go. But it is a little bit more expensive, needing some dark matter blocks. And then we've got our rings. Let's cover the Void Ring first. Okay, the Void Ring is crafted as shown. There you go. And it's basically a combination black hole band and gem of eternal density. So both things will happen when we activate it. First, we can break things and they'll be sucked into our inventory from a nice distance away. Look at that. Secondly, it'll instantly try and transmute items, and transmutation has changed a little bit the way the Gem of Eternal Density works. So note that I've got about 64 pieces of cobblestone in my inventory here, and as soon as I activate it, it starts sucking that stuff up. And it's going to store that cobblestone inside the Void Ring, or the the ring of eternal density, and basically hang on to that stuff. And as you get more and more of your cobblestone or whatever other things that you're going to transmute, it'll continuously suck them up. And eventually it'll get so much EMC that it'll convert it straight over into a piece of iron as shown. The iron was then sucked up, and it's going to get up converted again to gold and then to diamond. So your void ring or the gem of eternal density will wind up converting things a little differently than you might be used to. My personal favorite function of this ring is to press the letter R on your keyboard while you're holding it. Boof. Ta-da! It will teleport wherever you're looking. So simply look where you want to go and press R, and you're there. Awesome. It basically uses the power of the Endermen to travel. And it gives you some neat little purple Enderman effects as well. I got to tell you, that's definitely one of my favorite additions in this mod. Boom, just teleported over to that tree. Hey, let's head back. Nice. I love it. So much fun. Next up, we've got the zero ring crafted as shown. Probably has something to do with snow, right? You got it. Right click on the ground and it creates a area of snow. Charge it up, and that area is going to be a little bit larger. It'll also freeze water. Pretty cool. And if you press G, it'll automatically freeze and place snow around you without having to click. And I guess the charge level determines how far of a range that is. No, maybe not. But anyway, yep, that's how it works. Pretty awesome ability right there. Pretty cool. It'll also slow any mobs that get near you so they can't walk as quickly. Finally, we've got the Ring of Arcana, and as you can see, it's a combination Ring of Ignition, Zero Ring, Swiftwolf's Rending Gale, and Harvest Goddess Band. All you gotta do is place it on your inventory and press C to cycle between the different ring types. If we were to go with blue, you'll notice it has the same snow creating ability. And the same thing with right clicking. If we go with red, it'll start some fires. Awesome. And create a big line of fire if we want. Yeah, fire everywhere. G activates it to create fire, and R creates a line of fire. Pretty cool. I like it. Change it over to yellow, and it's a Swiftwolf's. And it lets you fly. And you'll notice that with the Swiftwolf's in this ring, it's always going to cause a lightning spark, or often at least. And flying around as usual. Pretty awesome. And then with the green mode, it's the same as the nature ring. It lets you harvest stuff, and it causes plants to grow faster, flowers to duplicate, and all that good stuff. So that about covers all the awesome changes available in Equivalent Exchange 6.0. Hope you guys enjoyed checking it out, and stay tuned for a Let's Play series with this. If you subscribe to Direwolf20's channel, you'll be able to see all the Let's Plays I create using this mod and quite a few more. So this is Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed Equivalent Exchange version 6.0.6. As a matter of fact, while recording this video, it's already upgraded to 6.0.8 with a few bug fixes. So be sure to get it and find the link in my description of my post. Take it easy.